All right, Joe. We back. Back at it again. Now, it has been kind of lackluster these past couple days. I feel like I'm finally kicking this thing, which is crazy because I've had it. It's been like 3 weeks. Super frustrated. When you go all this time, super consistent, and now you get sick during one of the best times of the year, and now I'm finally just kind of feeling like, oh man, I can attack these things. I push it lately, but now I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting some strength back. Um, but yeah, um, now I wanted to hit a topic today that I think people struggle with. Um, if you've been following God for a while now, sometimes it feels as if you have to, at least in my case, I feel like I'm kind of analytical with things, but man, sometimes I feel like you think so hard and you try to find some sort of deep, meaningful thought that is supposed to come to a conclusion and be like, "Oh, that's that." And then it's supposed to rip a hole in your head and in your mind "Oh man, no way." And sometimes it's not what the point is, man. Sometimes the easiest lessons to learn and I guess the cliche ones are what hold the most weight, man. Um and the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a verse, Romans 12:15. It says, rejoice with those that rejoice and weep with those that weep. And basically my takeaway from that is man, we're all human, and we all struggle with things, but we all have our highs, we all have our lows. So sometimes you need to take a step back and stop looking for something super insightful rather than just the picture itself, and then take what you can from that picture. Like, not every time you're going to get something that's just eye opening all the way. And my point is sometimes the best lessons that you learn are the easiest ones to learn, but the hardest to master. That's, I feel like, something maybe not newer, uh, God following people understand. Uh, newer people, they probably understand it a little bit more in the beginning. You're like a kid whenever you come to God for the first time. Um, you're coming with different ideas, and um, it's just new. And whenever you've been trying to do the right thing for a while and you're trying to follow God, sometimes you're looking for the answers within the answers. And it's just not always that deep, but our minds like want it to be that deep. They at least my mind, I know sometimes I feed off of wanting something to be more insightful than it actually is. Come to find out, it was more insightful whenever I left it alone. Um the reason why I bring up that verse though is because sometimes you don't need to have all these answers. Sometimes you just need, if someone's dealing with something and you just are spewing out things, especially if they're been following God for a while, and you're just kind of spewing out things, um, like scripture and things like that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing by any means, um, but sometimes you just need to be there for them, and either lift them up whenever they're in that high, but also be there for them whenever they are weeping, man. And if it leads into scripture, it leads into scripture, but you got to realize everybody's human, especially for the new people, for like new God following people. That can be hard for them to hear that. They can be you can quote unquote plant that seed, but it's like, it's just not always the most ideal to, you have to figure out how to toe that line sometimes of like, is this message actually going to get across to them, or are they going to tune this out and then actually uh run away from it in the long run. Sometimes you just need to be human, man. That's all my point, is because we are human. um and if it leads into scripture later on, then yeah, it's great. But like, man, sometimes you just got to realize that that person that might be going through something might have been going through what you were going through, and you were angry and you were upset, and you didn't want to hear none of that either at that time. Just like they might not want to be hearing any of that either. Um, but yeah, that's just kind of like I said, man. I think I said this in my last video. Like, I would like to lead people. I mean, that is a goal, is to lead people to God. But the biggest goal is, um, in my current state, as a reminder. These are reminders, and these are something that I'm constantly trying to work on too. And I know sometimes whenever people really dive into God, a lot of the times, oh, people are like, oh man, they're super judgmental. I mean, the reason why people can be like that, and they're judgmental, is because they're going through their own thing, man, and they feel as if helping people, and like I'm saying, the whole point of the verse of what I'm saying is like, sometimes it can come off judgy, and sometimes it feels like, oh, they know more than me, and then that can really be, it feels condescending, you know? And that's not the message I'm trying to get at right now. I'm trying to get at being human, like, you got to understand everybody has their battles. Um, but um, yeah, I mean, the if I could help out, man, I said it in the first video. It's that Aunt May saying, if I can help out one person, man, that's all that matters. That's all my goal is to help out one person. And sometimes, a lot of the times, it's just to help out me. You know, that's why these. That I think that's kind of why these get hard, is because I know what I have to do, but I don't. Um, Doing it is much easier said than done, which is really lame. Like, think about the people way back when. Like, I'm talking about years in the past. They're struggling just to survive, and I'm over here like, oh man, I'm struggling just to make a video. Like, what is wrong with me? I'm such a, you know what I mean? I don't know. Uh, just kind of shows the day and age. It's like, dude, everybody. Like, I'm not doing this to fixate on me at all. Of course, I'd like to show off like some of progress that I've made, because I feel proud about that. But everybody in this day and age is just gimme, 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 attention, 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 instant gratification, instant gratification, instant gratification. I hate that, dude. Um, and that's why I kind of feel reluctant to make these. But then I remember the purpose, man, and the purpose is doing these, and doing these videos just clear my mind for one, but hopefully it helps clears yours. Like, I just want to be some sort of light for myself. You have to find that leader within you, you know? Um, but yeah, no, I'm gonna go hit some arms. Excuse me. I'm about to go hit some arms. I might record a little bit, but we're gonna do, I'm in Planet Fitness. I'm not a, I'm not a huge fan of recording in Planet Fitness, but I'm gonna do some, I might record it. I don't know. Who knows? If it's not like super packed in there, we'll see. But I'm gonna do some push downs. Um, Gonna try to do full stack push downs of just, I don't know, 12 reps or so. See how many sets I feel, and then I'll do some. like curls with like the 50s and maybe some cable curls with my arm back. I don't know. We'll see. Might record, might not, but if I don't, it doesn't really matter. I gotta remember the purpose of these things, you know? Uh, but yeah. Any closing thoughts? I don't know, man. But I do know I gotta get in there before this pre is worn off. But yeah, guess I'll catch y'all in the next one.